Pretty good.
Officer Macri, Menson Township Police.
This is how not to do a DOT inspection. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and react to it. Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video here at Truggin' Life. This video came across my feed just because I'm a trucking channel and I guess just stuff comes in or whatever, but it really caught my attention. So it's this channel named Box Truck Bros, and he shows how he did a DOT level 1 inspection, and I was just there like shaking my head or whatever. So I'm gonna give you my 2 cents about it. I did a little bit of homework on this guy's channel or whatever. So he's been posting up 4 years. I've never watched any videos besides just this one, but I'm only assuming that he's been doing it for the last 4 years. I may be wrong about it or whatever, but we're just gonna go ahead and react to his channel. I'll link all his original video and his stuff down there or whatever, but let's go ahead and get to it here. Let's go ahead and all right, so here's the video, guys. Let's go ahead and react to it, okay?
You have 7 violations. 1, you're operating the CMV without the legal trade name displayed on both sides of the motor vehicle.
Okay.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Officer Macri, Menson Township Police.
How's it going?
Good. Just so you know, this stops being audio and video recorded.
Okay.
Today we're doing motor carrier enforcement for inspections.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna open you up, okay?
Yep.
How you making out today?
Pretty good.
All right. You have license, insurance, or registration?
Yeah, I do the license for the registration.
You ever been through an inspection?
So let's go ahead and pause it right there. Just to give you guys some context or whatever, I've been doing this job for 19 years. 11 of those years has been as an owner-operator, and the other 9 has been, or 8 or whatever it is, has been as a company driver or whatever, right? So one of the first things that I can tell you right here is when the officer asks you for your stuff, he seems like lost, like, whatever. I carry this is all my permit book and everything. Everything that the DOT officer needs is in here. I got my cab card in here, medical card, permits, like, it's literally like, here you go. All you got to do, officer, is just flip over through the pages and you're good to go. You want to try to be as prepared as possible. Whenever I get pulled over, the first thing that I do is I hand them this book. I give them my bill of lading number and any paperwork associated with it. Like if it's a hazmat load, I give them my emergency response guide book or whatever. And you want to make it easy for the officer. So first thing, hand them everything over, have everything prepared, have everything, insurance, cab card, everything the officer needs is right here. You don't got to be there looking for it. Inspections, all that stuff with bills and your paperwork. And then the next thing I do is I automatically go to my e-log, put it on the screen so that we can transmit the e-log. So it's like, here you go, officer. What's the code so that I can send you my things? So you're not right there trying to look for everything, but you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When's the last time?
It's been a while.
All right, no worries. You done as quick as possible, get you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a couple of DOT issues. Is that the DOT number?
No. My other company.
Yeah, because the truck's not even marked properly.
What you mean?
There's nothing on the other side.
Yeah, I don't have the decals.
You have to have the correct DOT number on there. It's got to say US DOT. Obviously, it's got to have the same company. Where are you on your way to?
Wilmington, Delaware.
What do you have?
I'm empty.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up, okay?
Yeah, come on.
Where did you come from? How'd you get to Saturn?
I drove up here. I dropped off.
I know you drove.
From Tennessee.
Tennessee? When were you in Tennessee?
Monday.
So you went from Tennessee right to here?
Yeah.
Is that the insurance?
Yeah, this insurance.
I'm looking for a date.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this insurance.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right.
What about the registration?
Oh, I got that.
You carry that?
I got it on my phone. Yeah.
I know that we live in the digital world, guys. You know what I mean? And a lot of those documents are valid, you know, having them on the phone or whatever. But to me, in my personal opinion, it's just so much easier having everything printed out. Everything's in a book so that the officer doesn't have to keep on asking you for everything. It's happened to me plenty of times before where I get pulled over. And like I said, I hand them my permit book. Everything is in there. Everything that the officer needs is in there. with my bill of lading, and I let the officer know that everything that you need, officer, is right there. It's neatly organized. You just got to flip over through the pages and you got everything that you need, so that this doesn't happen where you're constantly I don't know where this is, I don't know where that is, or whatever. Like, you don't want to be having to do that. It just makes you look more professional and more prepared. He's asking him questions on where you came and all that stuff, and he's stuttering like he doesn't know what to answer or whatever. I mean, I know it's kind of hard, you know, to remember a full week or whatever, but you should at least remember where you picked up your current load and you delivered your current load. In this case, he's empty. So that should be kind of fresh in your mind, because the officer at this point looks like if he's kind of doubting what he's saying.
Tracy just saying I was like up to date. Expired.
Okay. Having a medical card.
I think I got a picture of it.
He looks nervous to me.
I don't work. I have drivers.
Well, you're working today.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I mean,
You're working since Sunday.
Yeah. Well, no,
since you picked up the truck.
Since Monday.
Right.
Well,
when did you drive to? What you got? You said you flew from Detroit
to Alabama. Yeah.
Where did you go from Alabama? Did you pick up the truck in Alabama?
Yeah, my truck in Alabama.
What day was that?
Sunday.
Okay. And then you went to where?
Tennessee.
Did you pick anything up in Tennessee?
Yeah, the lodge dropped off.
Okay, so then you were working on Sunday.
No, we're doing Monday.
If you're forwarding a truck.
This is a point, guys, that I want to really kind of engrave in your guys' brain or whatever. So any type, if I have, my truck is normally located in El Paso. Let's just say for whatever reason I dropped off the truck there in Dallas or whatever because I needed work to my truck because it broke down or whatever. Then I went ahead and flew home or drove home or however, right? Whenever it's time to go pick up the truck, whether I fly there, whether I drive there, whatever the case may be, I'm particularly going to go pick my truck up in Dallas. Doesn't matter what means of transportation you use to get there. That is considered on duty, not driving time. You have to log that on your logbook because you're going for the exclusive purpose of picking up that truck. I can't just fly there and then start my book from that point on to go somewhere else. I have to show how I got to that point. I mean, I know it sucks, but that's just the rules and regulations that a lot of people kind of miss. Any type of work-related items needs to be logged.
To pick up a load, you're working.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because you're driving to that load.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to pick up. So Sunday, I was taking my truck to Chicago,
Okay.
and I was going to kind of head back that way. Then on Monday, I seen that, like, okay, you know what? Let me find a load. You know?
Okay. Do you log your hours?
Yeah.
You have a log.
Yeah. You need that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know how to forward the log?
Yes, sir. Right there. Okay,
There it
left
is.
side, yeah.
Emmons and Mike.
Uh-huh.
Got it when it goes in. Your medical card.
Oh, dude.
Trying to do 50 million things at once.
25 on there.
Can you expand it?
Again, I'm just going to reiterate the point that I just said in the beginning of this video. If you have everything organized in a binder, the officer doesn't have to waste his time and ask for everything. There's been times where I hand it in there and they're like, well, I need this or I need that. And all I explain to the officer at this point is everything that you need, officer, is in that book. And then that's it. So this doesn't happen.
Samuel Taylor.
Alright, I'll take that. That's fine. You did a pre-trip inspection?
Yeah, picture this morning.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
What's your phone number? Do you have a periodic inspection for the truck? Annual inspection?
Have it. I gotta find it.
So when you come up here, are you sleeping in the truck?
Yeah, I said them right here.
That's a long 3-4 days sleeping in a truck like that.
Nah, I got a hotel on Sunday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Full inspection and exterior inspection.
All right, cool. This is great content.
So, do you have a fire extinguisher and
sir.
cones?
I have fire extinguisher right here.
It's got to be secured inside the truck.
So you've been driving a truck for 4 years, assuming that's what you've been doing, right? I haven't watched this guy's videos, like I said, but let's just assume he's been doing it for 4 years. I think most drivers would know at this point that it has to be secured in your vehicle. You can't just have it rolling around. And it just boggles my mind that as the officer is asking you for information, he's like, this, that, like you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you need to be more prepared than that, and it makes the transition a little bit better.
Truck, okay?
Secured inside the truck?
Yeah. So it's got to be mounted somewhere. It's got to be secured inside, like here or whatever. It can't be just loose rolling around.
Well, it was.
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
But it's got to be secured inside the truck. So it's got to be mounted to the truck.
Okay.
All right. I mean, having this on there does nothing.
Okay. All
right. But it's got to be actually secured inside the truck.
All right, cool. Did you say cones?
Triangles? Yeah, Ben?
Yeah, I got those.
You have 3 of them?
Yep.
That works. Pretty cool. Okay. Let me get to work.
Are you doing outside?
I'm gonna do everything. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So you'll get some time.
Yeah.
All right. Let me start entering everything into the computer.
Okay.
And then I'll be back up with you. We'll turn the truck on. We'll do an exterior inspection of the truck, and then we'll go from there.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
You got it. I'm gonna shut this. Okay.
All right, cool.
And keep working on that annual inspection.
Yeah, I got you. So right now, about to get an inspection done. Got put over for a random inspection. So we'll see how this goes.
Do you sleep in here?
Well, I did last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was that at?
Wait, not too far away, probably. I don't know what part of PA that was. Not too far away. So for the record, if you do have a non-CDL box truck, you can sleep in here.
It has to. It has to fit the requirements for a sleeper berth, to use the sleeper berth.
Well, I'm saying, but if you do sleep in the truck, you just got to log off duty.
Correct. No, I'm no issue with you sleeping in here.
Yeah.
I was just saying, if you would have marked it as sleeper berth,
It would have been
then this has to be. There's measurements and has to have all this stuff
all this stuff.
to make this considered a sleeper berth. But now, if you can sleep in here as long as you just put it off duty, yeah.
You can't have that. I'm just driving.
Okay.
Or if you're using some kind of personal conveyance time, you got to be able to indicate what it's personal conveyance for.
And I think that's a gray area because I've had that before where they say, hey, well, I'm gonna just go visit family, and if it's personal, I'm not working, and then I want to visit family, stay there for 2 days, and I picked up a load, or like a day, and they say, well, you forwarded a load, you were advancing to a load.
Was your, put it this way, like if
family's house close?
Was your family's house close to where were you getting the next load?
Yeah, but it wasn't with like intentional. I just went there to rest and I guess chill.
See, on this is something when I kind of agree with this driver here, because it's such a gray area when it comes to personal conveyance and what he's talking about. So just to give you an example, right? Let's just say you were in Midland, Texas, and you have family in Dallas. So you PC'd over there to visit your family in Dallas, let's just say on a Monday, right? And you went there, you stayed your 2 days or whatever, and then you found a load that was there in Dallas. When you initially went over there, you didn't have that load. I mean, I guess you can kind of prove on when the load was booked, right? Like by giving them a confirmation or something on like, hey, like I got this 2 days later and I just got a load here. But that's where the gray area is, because they may take it to where it's like, well, you were moving towards your next load, but when you moved over there, in reality, you weren't moving to your next load. You were going to go visit family. So with that PC time, it's just such a gray area where you kind of don't know. I typically try not to use it like at all. I just log it so that I don't have that particular issue, because it's just, there's really no fine print on it. It kind of just depends on the officer. So I'm kind of with him on that. You know, maybe he did go visit his family or whatever, and then after he was done, then he found a load. But it's going to appear, you know, obviously you're going to try to find the load closest to you. So you're not going to find a load back in Midland, you know what I'm saying, when you're already in Dallas. You would want to look for something around the Dallas area. But then this particular situation kind of happened. So I can kind of see where he's going to with it. And yeah.
And that's not the way they see it. They see it as your downtime. You're moving closer to it. Your downtime. Yeah. When in doubt, switch it to driving. And
just record, because the rest of your logs from when you picked up that load, they're good.
I haven't.
All right. Let me hurry up and get you quickly done so we can get you out of here.
Okay.
Turn the truck on. Turn all your lights on, please.
Right. This oil stuff?
Yeah, the whole brake line's contaminated.
What that mean?
It's going to be out of service. This has to get fixed before you can drive.
So pretty much it costs one out to come, I guess, clean it or...
Yeah, whatever. Just tell them, whoever you call, just tell them, hey, The brake line is contaminated with oil. We're not sure where it came from. Could be the brake seal, could have been something else. Because it's right there, it makes me think it might be that wheel seal. It's affecting the surface. Your friction surface is too slick. So if you lock up, it's going to take longer for this vehicle to stop because that brake's not going to lock up right away because it's all contaminated. If you want to, you can even, if we turn the wheel the other way, I'll even, I might be able to reach down here. So I'm touching your surface right now with my thumb. That's all on the brake surface. That's on the entire inside. All that is under all these brake pads. Okay. This little hose here, where it pushes these little push valves, they become loose, where it pushes it in the back. That's where that air leak was coming from. On the back side of it. Okay. Just having to take a look at it.
Too good. Appreciate it.
And at least clean the brake shoes, possibly replace them.
Okay. So if you fix the leak and replace the shoes, how long is that? You said it's like 2 hours?
With running for parts, because I don't carry brake shoes on truck. Yeah. I'm going to have to run for a set of brake shoes. Okay. So, yeah, probably looking around 3 hours.
Okay, so that's like another hour labor. All right, well, yeah, let's just, I got you out here. Let's just get it fixed right then.
Yeah, this hub, it's called your hub. It's what this little cap's for.
What the fuck?
Nobody ever explained this to you?
Nah, you put oil in here? See, that's where it's like, I'm just like shaking my head here, guys. Like, really, dude? Like, again, I'm assuming you're driving 4 years, right? But like, even if he doesn't drive, he mentioned that he had drivers. Like, that should be something that you know. Like, you're over here, like you're over here getting surprised that you can't fill it up with oil. Like, look at those brake shoes; they're completely soaked. That wheel seal, from experience, I can tell you, didn't just go out. Like, it's been leaking for a while. So it's like, it's really surprising to me that he did not know that, and he's been in it for a while. Whether he's just telling drivers what to do or whatever as an owner or whatever, like that should be something that should have been caught.
Yeah, you put gear oil in there.
I ain't never put no oil in there.
And that keeps the bearings cool, so the bearings don't blow up. And what happens is the seal gets bad. This officer actually probably saved you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like this drum's no good either.
The drum?
Yeah, feel this lip? Well, don't feel it, it's really nasty. But there's a big lip right here, and there's a bunch of heat cracking.
Oh, so is that a part of what you're gonna replace or no?
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get a drum, we're gonna get a set of shoes, and
I thought he was just being a dick.
Nah, because what'll happen is that oil gets out of there, these bearings get hot. This is a heavy truck. Yeah. All right, those bearings get hot, then either that wheel locks up, or you get into a panic stop situation and you nail the brakes and this wheel doesn't slow down, but that one does, and the truck makes a hard right-hand turn.
Oh, that can happen.
Yep. This is supposed to be filled with oil up to here, but there's no oil in there because it's all over the pads.
So how does it leak? Like, where does the leak come from then?
Well, we'll get there. And the last time I got called on a DOT stop. So another thing that can happen, just to go ahead and add into what the mechanic was talking about there, guys, is everything he said is true. It can happen, but one of the biggest things that can happen is as you're applying those brakes to that wet surface, that oil gets hot, because friction creates heat. You could actually have a fire, because your hub is running without oil. And worst case scenario, if it overheats enough, that bearing is going to destroy itself and your whole entire hub will come off, meaning you'll lose your tire, your rim, and your drum will be all together. It'll just fall off. And imagine the type of accident that can cause. You know what I mean? Like, just because of not checking the truck. Now, he said that he pre-tripped the truck. Again, just by looking at the work area, I guess you could say, once it's been removed, that I can tell you from experience that wheel seal, it didn't just start leaking that day. It's been leaking for a while on how saturated those pads are. So in conclusion, guys, this is how you don't want to do a DOT inspection. I mean, it's not just about rules and regulations. I mean, I'm no stranger to them. I don't like getting DOT inspected or whatever, but at the end of the day, like in this particular situation, like I don't blame the officer. I would have put him out of service as well too. You got air leaks, you know, you got a major problem that way. You didn't have all your documentation and everything correct. Like you want to try to make it as easy as possible for the DOT officer. You know, I'm not saying that you're not going to get put out of service if they find something wrong or whatever, right? But like it's just an easy transition. You know, there's a permit, there's you know, the paperwork associated with the load, and you know, you have everything in line. You know, that's the goal, right? But I don't know, man. I mean, for this guy just to be like surprised, like, oh, you can put oil in it? Like, really, dude? Like, you don't know that you could put oil in it? You don't know that a wheel has a wheel seal? Like, even if you're not a mechanic and you're just the driver, those are basic things that they go over with you when you get your license. Now, I think he mentioned it was a non-CDL, you know, but like still, like you're driving a truck that has air brakes and air system, like you still have to go, you know, take a test for all that stuff. So, I mean, that's my 2 cents about it, guys. You know, I mean, you want to try to inspect your equipment as best as possible. You know, I know that sometimes, you know, things do go wrong. I've had wheel seals in the middle of a trip go out. That's one thing that I take very seriously, you know, because it's your braking system. Like, you need to stop when you need to stop. And like I said, those other issues can happen to where it could overheat and cause a fire. You can lose the tire. You know, that tire is heavy. That tire blows out of your truck. Now it's going to create an unsafe driving condition for you because truck's going to slam onto the ground. You might hit somebody next to you or whatever. And if that tire hits a car that's, you know, driving behind you or on the side of you, like you can kill a person with one of those tires come off. I mean, it comes out with a force. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. I'm going to go ahead and link the full video if you want to check this guy's video out. But you know, it just caught my attention. I had a buddy forward me this video and I'm just shaking my head like, wow. You know, like, I know the guy, I mean, I can tell that this guy is not a mechanic, you know, I mean, because you would know. But, I mean, if you've been in the industry for a little while, like, those are things that they're kind of just basic things. You know, I mean, you don't need to be a mechanic to hear an air leak that was clearly audible. Like, you should know better than that's going to be an out-of-service item, right? So anyhow, guys, that's what I got for you guys today. If you guys agree or disagree with me, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe. Peace out. Check your truck.